So then, hi all, and welcome to the stream. And we're going to be looking at as the title says, it's the first look of the Parallel 42 Cheat River Island and scenery. And I've never looked at it before, I've never seen it before, but when I saw it on the Parallel 42 site, I thought, I really want that. That looks really cool. And it is more of a bush kind of airstrip, but we're going to try and hit the Comanche into it today, just for the fun of it, just to see what danger happens. But we've also got the Kit Fox if we really wanted to do it. But I've set up the yoke, so we're going to go for the Comanche today. I've zoomed out just because I didn't really know where it was. So when you search for Cheat River Island, and I'm not American, British, obviously, and yeah, I've always been familiar with like these kind of areas around here. We've got like I think it's Florida down here. So yeah, so I was like, well, I believe that's Florida. Yeah, that's Florida. Um, and it popped up here. So it's actually quite a different place for me to fly. I don't really fly up here that often. So just more, a few other bits. Philadelphia, look. We got just zoom in a bit more. So yeah, so we've got a lot of like different places to see. Now, the interesting thing is there's a couple of scenery spots here. Now I don't know whether that's included in the Parallel 42. Please drop a comment if you think they are, because I've not looked at the description of the airfield. But it would be pretty cool just to go and see some of these Quarry 2, Haynes Knob, Germany Valley Quarry, Seneca Rock Peak, and Champion Rocks. Right, just do that and then bring it back up to there. Now I don't know how long that would take to fly, because I'm not sure what this distance is. That's 4 nautical miles. Is that? So say roughly 4, 8, 12, 16-ish, and then you've got say another. So you're talking 30 there, and then back. We can see how long it would take to get to the first quarry, and then we can make like maybe we can make a. Ooh, let's put Cheat River as the roll, right? And then what we'll do is maybe see if we can add these as waypoints along the way. I won't be able to remember. The whole trip's 800 nautical miles. That might be too far, actually. Ooh. Let's see. Any airfield. So we've got an airfield here. That one might be a cool one to actually look into. If we can, rather than going all the way back to there, change that to be this one. Why did it just delete all that? Right. So that's a little bit closer. So maybe we'll have a look at doing that then, and we'll see whether we can do that, rather than going back and trying to land on a bush strip, a more bush strip than a normal asphalt strip. So let's try and do that. I won't remember these names when we get to these waypoints, but it'd be quite interesting just to look out the window and see whether we get there, and see what that looks like. And we can obviously look at the views coming down here. It is actually a valley, so if we zoom in, oh, 1 minute. There's a lot of stuff going on at the minute. So it's actually on the river almost, which is pretty cool. There's a couple of spots for parking. There's a helipad that they've put in there. There's a few spots for parking at the end of the runway here. Because as I say, it's an airstrip. It's not like it's a grass strip really. So it's not really, planes do park up on the side of the grass at these places, and there's this lovely little hut here which we'll come into when we go in. Now the confusing part would be this bit, because that bit there to me looks like an airfield, and it probably is another airstrip, probably. It might not be, but it looks like it to me, but it might not be. But yeah, so what we'll do is we could take, if I was doing the bush flights, I'd probably just take off, follow this river, go past these lovely places up here, and then maybe just do a bit of a U and come back. But because I'm in the Comanche and I want to stick with the Comanche at the moment, because I don't take it out enough, I'm going to come up and I'm going to basically fly pretty much straight down, and we'll see all this scenery anyway. It looks like it's going to be a lot of hills and trees, but we'll see. And then this is going to be. I've heard of Bowden before, actually. But yeah, we'll see what this looks like. I mean, that is definitely going to be popping out at us when we get over it. So that's going to be interesting. And then going over towards the, I think, Haynes Knob, which I think that looks like it's like a big moundy hill. So it'd be interesting to see what that looks like in the see what it looks like in the sim. It's a bit delay at the moment, but we'll get there. Then we've got another quarry. Yeah, looks pretty cool. And then we'll add another spot. What's this one then? That's a peak, so that's going to be a rock peak there. And then we'll go further up. What's this one? And then a couple more rocks. So this one, yeah, I don't know about what's going to happen with here, but it's going to be interesting. And then we'll go and land over here out the way. Cool. So I think that will do. We want live conditions, so I don't know why that's not. That's gone back to being live now. Anyway, so let's load in. Let's have a look. Let's get in there and let's see if the sim crashes, because I tested it earlier on just to make sure the sim was all up to date and we can get in. And the sim actually crashed. So let's fingers crossed that we don't. I've got my A2A t-shirt on today. Yeah, because we're flying A2A. And if you don't know what A2A is, it's the A2A simulations, and they create the plane that we're about to go to, and they like to create planes that are as realistic as possible. I'm not going to go too wild with the walk around, because I've done walk arounds on this plane before, but I'll have to do a walk around, because I've not been in it for. I started on the runway. That's frustrating. However, we can. I don't know what that humming noise is. What is that humming noise? Oh. Oh, it's a drone. Somebody is flying a drone. Look at that for scenery. And we've got the river, like I said. Now, I know I'm starting on the... Look at the man on the quad. But I know I'm starting... was it a woman? Is it a man or a woman? Can't make it out. I think it might be a woman. But either way, we've got some static aircraft. We've got a sock, wind sock. I'm going to whip round over here. We've got a fire on the go. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the P42 camping kit, and actually, I think I'd like it to kind of go with the Comanche. I know the Comanche is not a bush plane, but they can still land on grass, and this is more than enough grass. We've got some other planes here and some more tents. I might have a look how much it is and get that. So this guy is flying his drone. I can see the guy that's flying the drone, so we'll go and have a look at him. You pain in the backside, Mr. Drone Flyer. Now, the one thing I do want to have a look at before we go anywhere, I just want to look at them on the options. Right, that needs to be turned on. It never seems to save that. For whatever reason, it does not want to save, and that's not good. So we've got some flags in the background. Now this is where I was loading up before. I think I loaded up over here somewhere before. But yeah, I mean, you know, there's loads of different types of plane here. There's another campfire on the go, which looks absolutely brilliant. And I like how when you get close, you can like hear it. Hey guys. And I probably won't ever use it that often, the camping stuff, but I don't know, it just looks cool. And we've got some barrels for for what the Americans will call gas. Fuel. I like the buildings because these no. So they actually do put the metal on top of the beams on these they hammer in, and they've got like big spikes on them so they hold it all together. But yeah, it's quite cool. I like how they've done every panel. Every board is like a proper board. It's not. They could have took the easy way out, and they could have gone, do you know what? We're just going to do one flat piece of 3D model and just texture it, and that's it. But instead, they've done many and built this up. So even though it looks quite like a simple structure, it's actually not that simple. They've done a good job. We've got some beers. We've got some Cokes. I'll grab a Coke for now and not a beer. Yeah. That's I like the flag. We've got the red roof look with the windsock on the roof. So that's what you can see on the satellite image, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, they don't have this as a parking spot, right? Which would be quite neat, just to have like put your plane in here. But I mean, you could. I would imagine you could. But the other thing I liked, which I just spotted earlier on, so they've got their own like buggy now. They've released this. It looks similar to this. It's probably not this, but it looks similar to this. And I just want to say hi to Phil. Hi, Phil. And you can actually drive around on it. So you can actually get that for the sim. What I like... Oh, that is pretty cool. I like this. So let me just go and get that first. So that they've got... To cross the river, they've got a tractor. So that's pretty neat. And it's just little things that adds to the immersion, you know. So I'm just going to follow this sign. Where's it going? Camping. So this is where all the camping spots would be, I would imagine. I'm going to go just a little bit further down. Sorry if the shaking's making you feel a bit ill, but I'll try my best. Now, I don't know whether this bridge is at default. I don't think it is. So I think that I doubt that the detail on that bridge would have been default. Just so you know. So 100% I know that's come from Parallel 42. As we go down the street, we've got more houses, and I'm not going to go much further. But the immersion would be pretty cool. What another little place as well is this. Now I think this is where the fishing would be. You could go fishing in this lake. Right, what else we got? I do like the sign as well. There's a sign just when we watch the tractor go over. It's going over again. Look, that's pretty cool. I just like little things, little details like that. And with the little noises, you know, like, it's good. It's good. Right, so, whoa, I need to slow down my, my controller. Right, so Fat Cats, camping, fishing, ATVs, welcome. Lake stocked year round, so there's that lake is for fishing, and the river. So there you go. This thing's just going to go backwards and forwards, I would imagine, crossing people over the river. So as I say, there is a helipad. There's some static aircraft. We're going to skip over now because we're going to start going to the flight. Do apologise. All of this. So we've got some. This is the airstrip that you would be landing on. So straight down there. So say it's more bush than nice planes like mine, but it'll do. And hopefully we've got enough runway. We should have enough runway to take off and land, but we're just going to take off because we are going to try. Now, I'm just going to zoom down here for a bit. So there's more camping down the bottom. I don't know whether the drone is over this way. No, this is where the quad's going. So it's good just put or press the wrong button. So we've got the water. All looking good there, right? And we're just going to go down this valley for a bit. No doubt there's more stuff that they've done that we could look at, but for now, I think that's a good starting point. Right, let's get back to the plane, and we'll kick off. As I say, little details. You know, people say, well, what's the point if you're just going to take off? And what's the point? But I think the point is when you're at the airfield like this, you know, it does make a difference. That drone is going to really do my head in. The interesting thing is as well, is like when you're coming to land, you know. Right, so at least we can't hear it in the plane. So yeah, so we're in the plane now. This is the A2A Comanche, as everyone kind of knows that. I'm going to just skip over some of these things and just do it by memory, which is probably not the best thing, but the throttle quadrant, just pop that full. That's okay. Right, we're going to put the flaps down to full, which will make all the sense in a moment. We're going to put on the rotating beacon and the nav lights, even though the battery's not on yet, so we don't worry about that too much. The first thing I want to check is fuel. So we've got a lot of fuel actually, so we're good for the fuel, right? So we don't need the fuel. Right, so let's commence the walk around. So we've got to get the old tablet out. Walk around. That looks and sounds okay. That sounds and looks okay. Just do this really quickly because I'm not planning on using my tip tanks, but they have got fuel in. What I do want to do is just turn the battery on. I was expecting the nav lights to be on. I don't know whether. Right, just try and sort this bloody thing out. There we go. That'll do. Right. Let's turn battery off. Let's see if we can do it in the next kind of view. So, fuel. There's no water in there, so that's good. We didn't do landing lights, but we can quickly do landing lights. Normally the tie downs and chocks and controls locks, all these would be on if I'd park the plane. So I'm going to pretend that I've parked the plane just because I like doing these things. Yeah, let's just do that. Yeah. So let's turn the landing lights on and then we'll turn the battery on. So we've definitely got a landing light there. Boom. Right, let's go back to walk around. We'll click these to take the tie downs off. We can check the fuel. So looking into the fuel tank there, we can't see anything. We could zoom in, I guess, but the light isn't being our friend there. But I think we'll trust the the gauges in the plane. So wheel chocks away. That's it. Check the fuel. Oh, got to undo that first. My bad. Right, so I can't see any water in there, so that's looking okay. There's no blockages in the prop, which is good. We'll check the oil. Shouldn't be too bad, I don't think, the oil. I don't think it needs a top up. And it doesn't look dirty, so I think at the minute, I think it looks okay. We can definitely go away with that. Now this fuel tank you can actually see a bit better, so yeah, we've got fuel in there, which is good, and it's quite full. Right, underneath, let's get rid of the chocks again. Get rid of the tie down and the pitot heat. Now what we need to do for the pitot heat is actually turn it on. If I can find it, there we go. And that's the cover. Where's the pitot? Oh, it's normally in here, surely. There it is. So we'll turn that on, turn the battery on. We can see it's glowing blue. Eventually that's going to glow red, and then that means that it's working, which is good. There we go. Turn that off and that off. Back over to the walk around. We'll turn the battery on. So we've got landing lights on that side too. Might as well test this tip tank. Yeah, we're good. So we're just gonna do that. And I'm curious though. Let's go back to controls, because I'm positive that I used to be able to see the we used to be able to see the navigation lights, which is very weird because I can't see it now. Nav lights, yeah. Interesting. Oh, we'll have a look at that in a minute. Looking good. So that looks okay to me. That is very tight, but I'm not sure whether it should have a bit of movement. This isn't blocked, which is good. Static port. Elevator and rudder, so we gotta grab this. Does it have free movement? Grab this one, the rudder. That looks good to me. Static port, not blocked. We've got some baggage in there, so we can actually shut that because that's all we want to take today. We don't want to take everything. And we're back on board, so that's good. Right, so I'm going to turn off. Oh, I've already. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know why that was on. Okay, right. So that's that. So let's kill that. Let's shut the door. And don't forget to lock it at the top. Make sure the trim's in the neutral position, which it is now. Let's get them flaps up. And let's see if we can just make sure that the rudder controls are free just before we start up, which is good. Crack the throttle slightly. Right. What we're going to do is we're going to go magnetos on both. We're going to put the battery on. Nav lights are definitely on. We're going to put the primer and prime it a couple of times. Now, I don't know how hot it is actually, so we're going to look at this temperature gauge. It's not very hot at all here at Cheat River Island. So I think I might have done this one too many, but right, okay. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that last one. Okay, so then we can now go. I don't know if we had to have the fuel pump on there. I don't think we did. And now we can try and start it. That took a long time to start. I think it's just because of the coldness. We're going to keep the RPMs above 1,000 as we normally do, and we're going to lean out the mixture just a little bit so the RPMs kind of dip. Perfect. Right, now let's put some of these on because we are actually on the runway. Whoops. We're going to put that on, and we're going to... We'll do our run-ups, but let's put these on, and the strobes, and the pitot heat, and the fuel pump. Not that we're using these, but what we'll do is we'll just have that like that. Right, this, we just go, okay, okay. How do I get it can't remember how I did that now. Oh, there we go. There we go, that's better. Right, so got our waypoint, I think, so we'll try that. Altimeter, so this is what I went on to this for. 29.86, so if we just go into here, 29.86, so each one of these is like a 2, so 2, 4, 6-ish, so it's around about there, which is good. The compass, so we've got 30, it's always just mean because you're kind of slightly off, so around about 310, so we have to pop that in and then go all the way around here. Right, 3-1. We'll get to that, and then we should be good to go. Now I have got real weather, so I don't know what the weather's going to be like when we're up there, but if I have to change it, I will change it. Right, so now we've got to let this thing warm up. So at the minute the oil temperature's too low, we can't actually head off. Fuel gauges are all good, fuel pressure's good, oil pressure's good. We're generating electric, which is good, good, good. This is just saying the oil is warming up. So it's at 72 at the minute. Once we've done that, we can then do our run-up, and I think we will do a run-up on this one. While that's heating up though, let's just go on the outside. So, I know why. I know why. This is how real this plane is, right? We're checking, you know what I says about the nav lights? Right, down here, look at this. Fuses, look at this one, it's popped. So they get you like that, right? You pop that fuse back in. Now we can check the nav lights. Yes, whoop. Yes, we've got red nav. Well, sorry guys, green nav. There's the green nav, that's what it's meant to look like. Absolutely perfect. That's exactly what we're meant to be doing. Now the beacon I didn't check, but I think that I just saw that was actually working. I knew there was going to be something wrong with that. I knew there was going to be something wrong with the somewhere, because they weren't on, and that isn't right. So I think we're going to probably get a bit of a stutter because of this smoke, because I don't think my computer likes it. But we'll see. We shall see. I mean, it's holding its frames at the minute, so it's doing all right. It's just whether what it's going to be like when I actually take off. That's going to be the interesting thing. So it looks like from here, let's just pull out the rings a little bit, if I can. So we're going to be doing... One minute. Where does it tell me the range of that? I can't remember. Oh, 15. Sorry, I was looking completely in the wrong spot. So that's 10. So what we'll do is we'll do 10. So every time you get to this ring, it's a 10. So, for instance, that's just under 10 nautical miles away, which is quite useful. It's quite a good way of, when you're just doing a bit of VFR, and you want to go, okay, I want to be descending now, because I need to be at 2,000 feet, for instance, at that next point. It's quite a good way of doing it. So it looks like we're going to have to like take off, go down a little bit, so I'll have a little look, and then we'll do a lefty and go straight down back on ourselves. So we'll do that. We are now in the green. It's our lovely computer. Our cylinder head temperature's nice, getting warm as well, which is good. We can exit this, and then this will just step through some stats of how much fuel we're using, and how much is remaining, and how many gallons per hour, etc, etc. So good stuff. Now the run up. Let's do the run up then. So we need to go mixture full, prop full, hold up to the 2000 line, and we're gonna do the magnetos. Now what we're looking for is a drop in the RPM, and a rise in manifold, I think. So if we go back to how it was, we definitely get the drop in the RPM, right? So that looks okay to me. I almost forgot this one. Where's this one now? Cabin heat, or is it carb heat? No, it's definitely that one. That's carb heat. So that's meant to drop as well. And then when you pop that back in, it then goes back up super duper. Prop cycle, so we just do that a couple of times just to get the oil through the engine, and also just make sure it doesn't put out on us and it goes back up to 2000. Super duper. Now we can idle the plane nice and slow, make sure we're not cutting out, and I think that is it. So let's hold on to the brakes, let's release the parking brake, and we're good to go. So I'm going to hold on to the brakes, we're going to give it a bit of revs, RPM action, and then we'll let go and off we pop. Bit bumpy, but let's see if we can take off before we crash into a tree. 80 nautical miles, and we're up, and we want gears up, so I'll do this actually in the thing. So and we're going to follow this valley out. Now we're going to lower the RPMs down to 2.3ish or 2.3ish while we're climbing, and we're going to lower the RPMs down to about 2.5, anywhere around there. Perfect. Get that. We are going to go into the trees, but what we'll do, we'll actually go that way because we kind of want to. It's a bit stuttery. I actually think it's the turbulence that because everything's, it's not like it's not frame drops, you know, it's not like it's dropping frames. Let's go all the way to the left and see if we can fly over cheat. If we can see it, maybe not. It's probably in this valley, so we're not going to be able to see it so much. Yeah, we've kind of gone past it. It's down there somewhere, but it's down there somewhere because the river is just there. So, or is that like the clouds, the shadows? Anyway, we're going to now head to the right. We're going to trim this out a little bit. We got some wind coming up on the side there. And now, because we're at about 3,500 feet, look, we'll get to 4,000 and we'll maybe just we'll start settling up then. There's a lot of turbulence on this flight. Right, so we're gonna drop the RPMs down to 2.3. Well, yeah, 2.3, and then we'll drop the manifold pressure. Now we're getting to 4,000 to about 18 and a half. About so we'll trim the aircraft if we can, because this is really bouncy. No autopilot, so if I want to use the drone cam, then God, it's windy. I wonder if it tells you the wind in there. 18 knots. So I think that is, you know, it's like 10, 13 knots. Look, coming in from the right hand side. So and you can definitely feel that. You know, you can definitely feel that. Settled a little bit, but it's still very choppy. Let's have a drink while I'm flying. Hi Amelia, yeah it is. I do a lot of flight sim. My channel was purely flight sim previously, but I've started dabbling in other games like Call of Duty and a few other bits, but mainly I try and do flight sim. You'll see me a lot in this plane in particular because this is my favourite plane. I only ever really do general aviation stuff, so I don't do the airliners. I have got a 737, but I don't fly it that often. I should really, because it's not exactly cheap. So, but it is what it is. Right, so let's lean the mixture a little bit until we see the engine go a bit rough. So what we're going to look at is the RPM here, and we're going to lean it if we can. And you can see it going all over the shop now, so we need to just nudge in the mixture so it goes smooth, and what that's going to do is it's going to save us a bit of fuel along the way. We're at 4,500 feet. Yeah, this is okay. We'll have to plan my art channel soon. I don't mind art. Yeah, I don't like a bit of art. I designed all the banners, all the banners and stuff that you saw there. Thanks for the follow. All the banners that you see on the top of the screen there. I designed those in Adobe After Effects, and I've also got a welcome screen and a thank you for watching screen, which I also did, and I also did the transition. So things like I can't really do it at the moment. But so when I go to like that, that's my transition. go back to my my scene though. They'll enjoy that to see what I'm flying. But yeah, so there we go. But this scenery looks good. We're got like nice little rivers there, and looking nice outside. Even though it's very turbulent at the moment, the wind off these, I think it might just be the wind off the hills, you know. If the Discord and the YouTube will be, it will pop up in the bottom right hand corner of the stream, that side. But also, I'm also on YouTube as UKJim Flight Sim. So you should be able to find on Twitch, if you're watching on you are watching on Twitch, you should be able to go to the about of my stream and you'll see links to my Discord, links to my YouTube. My Discord's not very active, but my YouTube, it's always on there, and it means you can catch up on the streams if you've not been able to watch them live as well, which some people do. I get a lot of viewers on YouTube, more so than live viewers. But I like live viewers because you get to talk to them, so it's good. Right, so I'm just going to have a little, I know probably end up going, look at that. I kind of want to just grab a screenshot of that if I can. So I'm sorry if this is going to go all over the shot, but this is going to happen. Right, let me just have a look at what's going on here. Whoa! That's so cool. Right, so where are we? We're still flying. We've got, I think, to our waypoint. We've got 12 nautical miles to our waypoint, I believe. I don't think that's the total distance. That's just to the first waypoint. So, you know, if I was in the Kit Fox, I've got a Kit Fox. And that would be pretty cool just to fly down some of these valleys. Maybe one day we'll do that instead. The one thing I did do was I left these open. So I normally just have the one. You can have them both, so you don't have to worry about them, but I like to have one and then just manage my fuel manually. I'm going to turn off the fuel pump as well now that we're up in the air, and we've just got to keep an eye on the fuel pressure there just in case it drops. If it does, we stick the fuel pump back on and we find a safe place to land. It's so bumpy. It is so bumpy. With Twitch, by the way, if you send a message in the chat, it's not instant. There is like a 10-second delay. So when you see it pop up on my screen just above my head here, that is when I see it in the chat. So just bear that in mind when you drop messages. There's a bit of cloud, but we're still good. We can still see the ground, which is nice, and that river is so cool. I'm doing real world weather and real world time as well. And it actually works out really well, this airstrip, because of the time difference. So because I fly at like 7:30 in the UK, normally I have to adjust the time for any UK flying that I do, because I like to fly in the day so you can see the scenery, otherwise it's pitch black. But when I fly in America, because it's like behind, it tends to work out well. So we're up to that quarry now. We're about 8 nautical miles away, 7 nautical miles. Look, so we're just coming up to it. So we can. I'm not going to go any lower. We'll just kind of track onto it and have a look. But I'm not expecting amazing things. It's just, I think it's just a point of interest, isn't it? So, whee. It's bouncy. It's going to be so interesting trying to land this thing. Sometimes I do this in VR as well, but lately I've been not doing it in VR. It's a better experience for the viewers when I do it in Pancake, but actually I fly better in VR because you're actually in the plane. You get this, you get the right distance perception in your eyes and in your head, speed perception. It's just like everything's correct. You know, that's the thing. Now, I think I can see some stuff. So what we're going to do is just going to head over to the left a little bit. Not gonna lie, this is real difficult to hand fly this thing in this weather, because it's just, the wind is just not forgiving at all. Yep, looking good. Hello. Now we've had to go a little bit higher actually, because the ground now has gone up, so we need to go a little bit higher. So we've gone to 5,000 feet, just due to the nature of the hillsides. So the 3 knots command, we can literally see it. So it's just that over there. Doesn't look very good, it looks a bit pointy. I think the reason why that is there's been an update on the sim that I've installed, but I didn't install all the content management stuff, so I think maybe that's the reason why. So I'm going to skip that one. I'm just going to go straight over, or maybe no, let's not skip it, because it might render in the closer I get. We'll see. We've got this lovely valley going down here again. I love flying these kind of like valleys. They're really cool. They are really cool. So that didn't take too long. That was about, so we've been flying, how long have we, I didn't kick off the thing, but we haven't been flying that long, and we're already there, so you know, that's good. Let's just check our fuel. Pressures are all good, temperatures are good, cylinder head temperatures all good. There's the quarry anyway. Doesn't look very like quarry like, but it's got the roads. So it is the quarry. So we're gonna head to the left now, and go down to our next waypoint. So maybe when I've downloaded the content management stuff, it might look a bit better. And I will do it again sometime. I think I'll do it in the Kit Fox next time, but this is a lot faster than the Kit Fox. So that's the quarry, but not very pretty. Well, the wind's behind us now, so that's you can have a look at that, but just a little bit of a cheat, but we can have a look. So the wind's behind us. It's a 13 knot wind, and that's going to help with a lot of the bumpiness. It's not going to want to try and push us to one side or anything like that. Just trimming out as well, so just trying to get that trim a little bit. And that's what I like about this plane. It's really unique. You've got the trim up here, which normally the trim on a normal plane it could be down here somewhere on the 172 or on the other side. And yeah, it's just a bit of a uniqueness to it. And that's why I've always loved this plane. Right, we have got manifold pressure dropping. We've just noticed that, and a lot of the time that is due to carb icing, right? And we could deal with it without cheating, but I'd like to show you the features of the A2A. So if we go into the maintenance tab, we've got engine analyzer, and down here, funny enough, we haven't got any ice, so all the cylinders are kicking off just fine. Maybe I've just nudged my... It is definitely dropping. I'm sure that is dropping, and that is normally due to ice. And the way we can find that out actually is we can actually pull the carb heat out. Just check that. I might have nudged my throttle, but I'm not sure. Let's put the manifold pressure back up and see if it drops any more when we shove that in. Now we are going out past another point, and I think it was this point here. I couldn't tell you what it was because I can't remember it off the map, but this one looks a bit more pleasant. It's actually a peak, I think, this one. There's actually like some objects there as well, which you can kind of see. But it gets obscured because there you go. Look, see, like a little tower. So that's pretty cool. And we're going to start heading over to that one. There we go. So not a huge stream tonight. Just wanted to kind of give her a bit of a first look on the scenery from Parallel 42, and I think that's fantastic. I didn't notice a lot of the details earlier when I was testing it out, but I think it was fantastic what they've done there. The little details for such a little strip. I would love to have. I know Burning Blue Designs has done Taton Hill, which is by me, but I would have liked maybe a bit more of that like movement, but it is what it is, and it's still, I mean, that's a fantastic airfield, and I think the next stream I fly with this, it will be in the UK, and it will be from Taton Hill. I don't know where to. Drop some ideas in the comments, you know, on YouTube. Go and catch it on YouTube and drop some comments, because we'll pop it in the Discord, and I'll definitely have a look, because I'm thinking from Taton Hill, not too far, but where do we think? Because I've already done East Midlands. I could do Liverpool, but once you're up and away, you're up and away. I could go into Taton Hill rather than going out. So yeah, let us know your thoughts on that one. That'll be good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start looking at the fuel levels. It's not too bad. And that's something else that could be causing a pull to the right or a pull to the left, but I don't think it's that uneven at the moment that's causing any kind of like unevenness on the wings. So right, so we're coming down now. We've got another, I think this was another quarry just down the side here. I've kind of come off route a little bit because I know that I'm kind of coming around this bit. So I want to see this and I want to see that before I start going into land. So at 7,000 feet at the minute, you know, this is really cool just to see some of these the lay of the land on these valleys. It's interesting. So this was another quarry which looks a little bit better than the last quarry, but it's all good. The other thing I was going to mention actually was I use VR and I use it wired, right? Whenever I use Steam or flight sim or anything. If it's on my PC, I use it wired, and there's two reasons. One, it charges the battery, it drip feeds the battery a little bit, but that's not really an issue. But the other one, it was always about performance. But Steam have got this thing called Steam Link, and see, that looks better, doesn't it? And the Steam Link can now do it wirelessly on your network, on your Wi-Fi. So I tried it earlier just to have a look to see if it will connect, and it does. Well, I don't think the performance will be good enough in the sim to do it completely wireless. But that looks really cool. That looks a lot better than the other quarry, doesn't it? Right, so now we need to do a slight turn. When I say a slight turn, we're doing a 30-degree bank here, which is and we're going to drop a little bit of altitude, so we need to keep an eye on our airspeed. Look at that, boom! That is a big quarry, that is. See, that's how it's meant to look. That's how how the other one was meant to look. Right, we're just going to maybe trim this down a touch. We're going to pull back on the manifold pressure a slight. Just so that we can start our descent. Now this next waypoint, I think, it was a peak, but I don't think we're going to be able to see the peak. I'm not sure whether there's anything special with it, but so we're blind, so we need to drop the RPMs a little bit. Slow this plane down. So I thought it was a peak, but there's like a waypoint there, and then there. So just going down, just roughly about 800 feet per minute. We're descending, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the fuel pump back on, just watch that fuel pressure, slow the plane down a touch. I'm going to go to the right hand side of the line, just so that we can then start looking at how that is. I'll nudge the manifold up a bit. I'm just going to nudge up the RPMs now that we've slowed down a touch. So I think that's straight ahead. That's the peak. That's the rocks. Oh, so no, these were the two rock formations. So I can't see the one, but this one, that's definitely one of the rock formations. And I think if I was in a bush plane, I could get right down there and have a look, but I don't know how that will look close up if you was to go down. But we'll just follow this ridge, and then we're just going to head over to the final waypoint. I can't remember the airport name, but that's where we're going. We're going to look out the window in a moment, just at these rocks. It's really funny how some things are like significant in the sim, and you're like, they're just rocks. Like, there's rocks everywhere, but them rocks special. It's like, how are they special? I don't know. Once again, leave your comments in the videos and stuff if you find the significance of them rocks. So we're going down to 5,500 feet now. I think I'm gonna change the fuel just to put the biggest tank on. Make sure you got the fuel pressure. So we're now using this fuel tank, not that fuel tank. We've got oil pressure, oil temperatures are fine, cylinder head temperature still in the green, but that's probably going to get cold in a bit because we're actually slowing the plane down slightly so we can start looking at our approach. Because I don't know what the runway is like. at this place, so we'll just take our time on the way in. Let's have another outside view before we land. And have a drink at the same time. So, real world weather, real world time, super duper. So it's a good job really, we're kind of getting the sun going down at the minute, which is a bit strange because it's only, looks like it's 3:30. So maybe it is actually because it's like 3:30 in the afternoon, dark evenings because of the sunlight. Yeah, maybe. Right, so at 140 we can drop the speed at 150 there. We are almost 5 nautical miles out. And I think I'm going to do a flyover of the airfield to see what runway we need to be on. And then we can have a look at the wind and choose the right one. So we'll fly over, look at the runway. I think this is the runway coming up here. So it looks like it's going across that way. If that is the... I think it is. So let's have a look at the flight info at the minute. So the wind's going that way. So we're going to land coming in from this side. So let's keep these the speed going as it is. That's perfectly fine. We'll put mixture full. We won't do prop full just yet because we want to see how it fares with the. We might fly over and then just do a bit of a loop. Because I just want to see what the runway is like. And then if we do need to do a touch and go for whatever reason, we can do a right hand circuit. Yeah, so there's the runway. So what we'll do is we'll turn that way. Actually, let's not do that just yet. I want to know what I should have done my research if I was going to land there, but I need to know what that number is on the end of that runway, just so I know where to plug in. We could do it visually, I suppose, but I don't know if it's going to load in, but because I'm rather high. So can we get the number from the bloody thing? There you go. Can't see it. So what we'll do is we'll do it visually, we'll do it manually. I know that the runway is going to be about approximately just directly behind us now, so we need to do that. Okay, so let's carry on turning to the right, because that isn't actually the way it is. What a valley. Right, so let's start our approach now. I'm going to kind of like spin it around, not going this way. I'm going to kind of go this way for a little bit, and then I'm going to loop it all the way around until we can see the runway again. And we need enough distance that we can actually just descend slightly, because I think we are too high, but we need to be able to make these hills on the side here and these hills on the side. So I'm going to start looping it around now. We're at 4,500 feet, so we're probably going to want to get a little bit lower. So we'll just keep our descent at around about 500 feet per minute. This is where it's going to get a little bit hairy, because if we've lost the runway, then no, I think we can still see where we need to go. Right, so if we look out there, yep, so there's the runway going up there, so that's perfect. We're actually in a good position at the minute. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to lower the manifold pressure slightly so that we can then trim down a touch. We're going to put the gears down, so I hate it when it doesn't like my mouse. So the gears are going down. I might cock up here, but there's the gears. We are far too high, but we've got the green light, so that's good. We'll go prop and mixture full. We'll lower the manifold pressure. We are very high, so I'm just going to have to like dive bomb it a little bit, unfortunately, because we are very high. See, what I should have done is figured out the height of that the runway, the elevation of the runway, so that I can actually prepare myself to join the circuit at that elevation. But at the minute, this is how we're going to be doing it. And I've got to do it this early in this steep because I need to slow the plane down to be able to do some flaps. But at the minute, I don't think we're going to be able to do this. You know what? Let's not cheat it like this. Let's call this a missed approach. Yeah, let's call this a missed approach. So we're gears going back up. We're gonna missed approach. The green bug is actually in quite a decent position. So we'll keep it at that, and we'll just do a circuit. But we'll keep it now 2,000 feet. It's very windy. There's a wind coming from the side, which is going to be very interesting when I come to land this. So what we'll do, we'll do a 2,000 feet roughly, right-hand circuit. Say it's dive bombing to the ground all the way and then just raping it into the ground, so let's not do that. Right. Let's start turning out, and what we want to do is we want to get this bug at a 90-degree angle roughly, doing a 30-degree turn roughly, and then when we level off you'll see that we'll have the runway actually going down this side here, which you can't actually see, but it is there. And then what we'll do is we'll do another turn, and this is going to take us down to our downwind leg. I'm hoping that we're not going to hit any steep hills, but I think a 2,000 foot circuit. Okay, so if we look now, we have our runway going down the side there. Just press the button on my computer, so we should, in theory, be good to go. Now I'm going to just raise over this lump here, I think. No, I won't. I'm going to keep it quite low. And what we're going to do is going to drop the gears again. We're also going to put one notch of flaps. So the flaps are just there. We've just done one notch. Which is going to help us slow down. We want a 90. We've got greens on there, and we're going to do another notch of flaps, just because I don't want to be rushing when we go round here. So let's start turning. Start descending slightly as well, because once again we're probably way too high, but this is where if you're in VR you can actually just look at where you're going and dip your head and all that, but at the minute that can't be done, so we're just going to manage it like this. There we go. Now very high still. I need to know what the elevation is on this oh god, on this airfield is, because it's like I'll come in for like a really short final, but it's okay. We've got a good speed going. I just want to trim up a little bit just to help me with the control slightly. There we go. It's a long runway, so we're not too worried about the PAPI lights. They're meant to be two red and two white, but we're okay with that. 310 is the slightly off the centre line there. Right, so that's good. We're down. We didn't crash. So flaps up. We're gonna have a bit of a far taxi, right? So we got to get the RPMs back up to 1,000. We will lean out the mixture, which we shouldn't do until we're off the runway, really. But there we go. Let's get past the hold line, and yeah, this one's not a bad airport, but right, so we've come past the line, so we need to now turn off the fuel pump and the strobes and head our way over to wherever we need to park. And it's not very obvious where we need to park, but I'm sure we'll find somewhere to put the plane. Test the brakes out. Ah, there's loads of places to park, look. So we'll park on the right here. Follow this in, and then we'll just park it. So there's actually a spot there, and that plane there is not actually in the right place, but I kind of want to put it there. That'll do. Right. So we'll put parking brake on. We'll turn the landing lights off. We'll turn all the avionics off. Right. And now we will cut the engine. So first things first, let's move it to idle, move the prop, and we'll cut the mixture. There we go. Now magneto's off, and veto heat off, battery off, rotating beacon, and all these other switches as well. This one takes forever to like move. Bum 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 bum. There we go. Cool. So that's that. Everything else is good. The fuel switch, sorry, needs to be turned off. Control locks, which is a bungee cable. Right, so there we go. So that was us, and it's just a Microsoft Flight Sim defaulty kind of job. My parking is not great, but it's just swinging it around there. Probably wouldn't have that there, but anyway, that's where I've put it today. And what we're going to do, oh yes, we need to do the walk around just to basically set these things up. So none of this, because we're not bothered about any of that. We do want the tie downs though, so and the chocks. This is where my memory goes, because it's okay. It's that, and then we want the P42 cover as well. And I think we are almost done. I think that is it. We've got baggage, so we'll get the bags out and we'll leave that as it is, and then we'll... Oh, 1 minute. Yeah. Okay. So we'll just crack the door. And then we'll get the baggage. Let's go backwards. Yeah. You can't... Why can't you do that? Oh, no, I've ruined it now. Oh, so it's all out now, yeah. Okay, so that's that. And then what we'll do is we'll say that we've just gone outside and we'll shut that door and we'll lock it. So there we go. That was a good flight. That was a very good flight. Right, so that's that. And that's it. So catching up on YouTube. Once again, let's just do a recap of what we've seen. So we saw the Parallel 42 Cheat River Island scenery, which is fantastic. We flew the A2A Comanche. Once again, superb. We had a failure. Not necessarily a failure, but something that needed checking. So the nav lights weren't coming on. It was the fuse switch in the actual cockpit itself. Absolutely winning A2A. Love that kind of stuff. Went over one dubious quarry. Went over another one which looked absolutely superb. And a couple of rocks along the way. And that's me. Signing out. Take care all. And I'll see you next Monday.